Comes to building a leads attracting, revenue generating website, 80% of your total success depends on the headline and subheadline combination you use. Why so high? Prospects today are busy, and if they don't instantly see something on your website or landing page that indicates you have the solution they're looking for, they'll leave immediately. Seriously, you have on average about 3 seconds to grab their attention. That's why every website and landing page must have an attention-grabbing headline and an engaging subheadline that promised your prospects a solution to their problem. Let me give you an example. We recently consulted for an attorney that specialized in DUI defense. DUI stands for driving under the influence. He had a professional-looking website, and he also had a headline at the top of his site. It said, "Have you been charged with drinking and driving?" Okay, fair question. But consider this. Why would I be at this site if I hadn't been charged with drinking and driving? Isn't this just restating the obvious? This also explains why this attorney wasn't generating any business for his site, even though it was created by an award-winning website developer. The problem had nothing to do with the site design. It had to do with the simple fact that the design of any website must include the basic marketing fundamentals we refer to as the marketing equation. We recommended to this attorney that he change his headline to focus on his prospects' hot buttons. Think about it for a moment. If you had received a DUI, what would you be worried about? Well, in today's society, drinking and driving are now considered taboo. In many areas, even your first offense comes with mandatory jail time. So, wouldn't you be worried about going to jail? And if you do, that jail time comes with a felony conviction on your permanent record that may prevent you in the future from getting a home loan or probably disqualification from many job opportunities. Those are the key critical hot buttons for this attorney's ideal prospect. So we asked him to change his headline and subheadline to reflect those hot button issues. Now, at the top of his website, his prospects see this: 30 days mandatory jail time, a felony conviction on your permanent record. Scared? You should be. Then his subheadline promised his prospects that he offers a solution to their pain. It says, "Former prosecuting attorney can keep you out of jail, reduce your fine, and completely eliminate your felony conviction, guaranteed." You then watch a brief video where he reinforces the fact that he can literally guarantee you won't go to jail or receive a felony conviction. And then he offers a free report that goes into step-by-step detail how he accomplishes this, since many prospects will be very skeptical of such a bold claim. So let me ask you again, if you had received a DUI and you stumbled across this site, think you might be interested in speaking with this attorney? This is the power of the marketing equation. And for any small business owner who learns it and applies it to their marketing, they can instantly dominate their market. That's what today's presentation is going to focus on, helping you to thoroughly understand the marketing equation and how you can use it to design and build a lead capturing, revenue generating website. Previously, we discussed the 3 principles that must always be present if your marketing is going to be effective. First, all marketing must grab the prospect's attention. Second, every prospect, no matter who they are or what they buy, is always looking for the best deal. And third, your marketing must contain a low or no risk offer to further facilitate the prospect's decision-making process. Now we need to ensure that you always include these 3 principles, and that's the job of the marketing equation. You need to follow the marketing equation for every marketing piece you develop, and that includes your website and landing pages. So commit this to memory. Interrupt plus engage plus educate plus offer equals big bucks. Let's break down the marketing equation and discuss each component as it applies to your website. First, you must interrupt your prospects so that they'll notice and pay attention to your message. This is done with an attention-grabbing headline. Attention-grabbing means hot button oriented. It's absolutely crucial that your headline address a major problem, concern, fear, or frustration that your prospects generally experience when they buy what you sell. The headline is by far the single most important part of any marketing piece, and especially when it comes to your website. If your prospects don't read or notice the headline, then they won't stay on your site, no matter how well it's written or designed. So, if your headline doesn't do its job, the rest of your site is nothing but a waste of time, effort, and money. But if you look at most every single website on the planet, you will immediately notice that no one is doing this. The top of most websites always have the name of their business and then often contains a cute little slogan or tagline and possibly a picture of the person offering the service or a picture of the product being offered for sale. That's a tremendous waste of the most important real estate on that site. Let me say this again as emphatically as I possibly can. No one, and I mean no one, cares one bit what you have named your business or what you look like. Prospects only care about what's important to them. They've come to your website in search of a solution to a major problem, frustration, fear, or concern that has come into their life, and they want it out of their life fast. That's what the headline must do. Hit the specific hot button so the moment they land on your website, they actually think to themselves, I'm home. This person understands exactly what I want, exactly what I'm going through. This is a person I may be able to trust and do business with. I'm not absolutely sure about that yet, but they have now earned my attention for a few more minutes, and I'm willing to listen to their message. And as long as they stay focused on that message, I will continue to pay attention. Deviate from that message even for a moment, and I'm out of here. Seriously, that's exactly what your prospects are thinking every time they land on your website or landing page. This again highlights the critical importance for you to select a niche market and stop trying to be all things to all people. Your prospects are coming to your site for a specific reason, so make sure that reason is a primary hot button within your niche market. And let them know you specialize in that niche market the moment they arrive, with an attention-grabbing headline at the very top of your site. No matter what the medium, every marketing piece starts with a headline, and that headline must grab the prospect's attention effectively and immediately. On a website or landing page, the headline is printed in the largest type, so the eye goes to it first. If it's written correctly, the right attention-grabbing headline also serves a crucial function that many marketers and business owners don't think about. It immediately qualifies your ideal client and disqualifies those prospects who aren't your ideal client. A well-crafted headline will speak directly to those prospects that genuinely want or need your product or service, and those are the prospects you want. Unfortunately, simply grabbing your prospect's attention is not going to get your message across, because the moment after you've grabbed it, you'll lose it within seconds, unless you're carefully following the marketing equation. Once you've grabbed your prospect's attention, you must ensure that the very next thing they see or hear engages that attention, and that's the subheadline's job. Your subheadline needs to engage your prospect's attention by promising to provide them with vital decision-making information that will solve the major concern or frustration that was addressed in the headline. Your subheadline must build on the impact of the headline. It must connect and be so intriguing that the prospect will be compelled to read further. Your subheadline will be in the second largest font in your marketing piece. Plus, it will be placed directly below your headline so that it appears to flow naturally out of your headline. Notice how the headline and subheadline work together on this heating and cooling website to interrupt and engage our ideal prospect by first addressing the major problem or concern taking place in their life, and then second, promising to provide them with vital decision-making information that will solve that major problem or concern. Let me repeat that again. The headline addresses the biggest problem, concern, fear, or frustration your ideal client typically experiences when they buy what you sell. And the subheadline promises, not gives, promises that if they continue to read or listen to the rest of the message, they will discover the solution to that problem. Here are some additional examples that demonstrate the awesome attention-grabbing power of well-written headlines and subheadlines. Is your small business becoming a victim of the recession? Failing to have these systems in place increases your chances of failure by almost 3 to 1. If your small business was experiencing hard times, would you be compelled to continue reading or listening to the information on this website? Finding it difficult, if not impossible, to get pregnant? Doctors are astounded by new miracle pill that increases your chances of conception by 211%. Regardless if you're male or female, if you and your significant other were having difficulty conceiving a baby, would this headline-subheadline combination grab your attention and keep you engaged? This works no matter what the product, service, or industry. Want to quit smoking for good? Without willpower, drugs, or cravings, and without getting fat? A recently discovered medical procedure can do all of this and more in just 30 days. Even if you weren't a smoker, would you be all but compelled to find out just what this recently discovered medical procedure is all about? Of course you would. Now that you've interrupted the prospect by getting their attention and engaged them by making a promise of providing them with decision-making information that solves their problem, it's time to seal the deal, so to speak. Now you must educate your reader by providing them with significant innovation information about how it is that your business delivers on the promises you made in the headline and subheadline. In print ads, this is the task of the lengthiest piece of text in your entire marketing piece, the body copy. On a website, this is often called your sales letter. Think of it this way. You're a trial lawyer and the jury is made up of prospects you're trying to convince. Your headline and subheadline would be your opening statement in front of that jury, and it would sound something like this. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, John Smith murdered Mike Jones. That would be your headline. And I'll prove it by revealing 4 critical pieces of damaging evidence the prosecution doesn't want you to see. That's your subheadline. When you combine the two, everyone on that jury would be dying to find out what that evidence is. Once you interrupt and engage your prospects, it's up to the body copy to detail your case by presenting all the relevant evidence that will convince your prospects to buy what you sell. In the case of our product or service, your body copy must convince your prospects that you have the best product or service available. But simply telling them that you're the best value isn't enough, because anyone can say anything. You have to prove it. Your body copy must emphasize and elaborate on the benefits the prospect wants, and not simply the features you have. The single biggest and most common mistake business people make is to focus constantly on their business's features and not on its benefits. There's an old adage in the world of sales: features tell, benefits sell. Businesses that focus on features will forever compete on price. Businesses that focus on benefits will forever compete on value. Remember, every prospect is looking for the best deal, and that does not mean the lowest price. It means the most value. Prospects will pay a higher price if they understand the value of your product or service. Therefore, it's imperative that your body copy informs your prospects about your greatest value with crystal clarity. Let's revisit our heating and cooling contractor website. This landing page focuses on an easy hot button and emergency repair. But what if this HVAC contractor wanted to create a landing page for their general furnace repair? Their headline, subheadline might look something like this. Need to find an HVAC contractor who won't rip you off? 3 questions to ask in order to guarantee fast service, fair pricing, and professional repairs. This headline interrupts and the subheadline engages by promising a solution. In this case, the right questions to ask to make sure you find a reputable contractor. But let's suppose this small business owner wasn't comfortable with video and elected to go with text instead of video. The first thing they need to do is resist the temptation to list everything they do, and instead focus on only one hot button at a time. You will only have a few seconds to inform a prospective homeowner how your HVAC company will solve their major hot button. So, what if we created text that educated by saying something like this? How quickly can you get here? When your furnace goes out, you usually need someone right now. Make sure the contractor you call will respond to non-emergency calls within 4 hours and emergency calls within 90 minutes. How do I know you won't overcharge me? A majority of contractors charge anywhere from double to triple their normal rate for emergency calls. Check and make sure that the contractor you call doesn't overcharge you for emergency repairs. Do your workers sign a code of ethics standard? Ask your contractor for proof of references and background checks on the people that work for them. Find out if these workers have signed and abide by a legally enforced code of conduct and ethics agreement. That states they will follow professional guidelines. Just the fact that these major hot button issues are being addressed right up front gives this contractor credibility and begins to establish trust and rapport. Remember, your website or landing page should focus on one hot button only. In the case of this landing page, it may appear there are 3 separate hot buttons being addressed here, but these are all linked to one overall hot button to avoid being ripped off. Remember, the hot button is always addressed in your headline, so if you ever have trouble staying focused on the hot button you're dealing with, just glance at your headline to remind yourself. If you don't use video, then all of this information goes into the body copy on your landing page or website to fully educate your prospects. If you use video, this is the information your video would discuss. The advantage of video is it links personality to the benefits. The video establishes a much higher degree of trust and rapport, that is, providing it comes across as sincere. Be sure your video conveys your personality as well as the personality of your business. There's one more thing worth noting here. You may be wondering why we didn't use the problem solution offer format in the body copy for this landing page or website. This goes right back to the importance of knowing and understanding your ideal client as well as their decision-making process. The problem solution offer format is used to convince a prospect to buy your product or service, but that isn't the case in this example, is it? This prospect has a furnace problem that needs to be fixed. They are already sold on the fact that they need the solution. It would be a complete waste of time to educate someone to buy something they already know they want. In this specific situation, most prospects come to the website are looking to select a vendor for the job. They're looking at what we refer to as vendor selection criteria. That's why the hot button here is to avoid getting ripped off. And the 3 areas of utmost concern are fast service, fair pricing, and professional repairs. Do you see why it is so important for small business owners to start with their ideal client profile and then the decision-making process? Without these 2 critical fundamentals in place, marketing your business is practically impossible. So in this example, we're educating the prospect on vendor selection items. Once you educate them and they understand the value of your product or service, it's time to make them an offer. You must always position a compelling offer on your landing page or website, no matter what form or format you use. Every marketing piece needs to close with a compelling offer. If you don't, 99 prospects out of 100 will simply click off your site. Your prospect will not take any action unless you ask them to do so and give them a very good reason why they should do so. Your offer has one purpose and one purpose only: to get your prospect to take a specific action. The offer step is often referred to as the call to action. To get the maximum number of prospects respond to your call to action, structure your compelling offer so it's a low or better yet no risk way to lead your prospect to take the next step in the sales process, to take a specific action. I'm often astonished at the number of times I see a website that has no offer at all. Most landing pages do contain offers, but the call to action often creates a perceived high risk in the mind of the prospect and prevents them from responding. Call us today for a free consultation is a very common offer, but that offer conveys a massive high-risk situation for the prospect. When they see this, they begin to think they're contacting a pushy salesperson who will bombard them with a hard sales pitch. However, your sales process will determine if this is indeed the case. For our HVAC contractor, a prospect with a broken furnace will immediately want to speak with someone over the phone. They won't have any interest whatsoever in requesting a free report. Now, if my HVAC company installed home humidifiers, that would be an entirely different story. A humidifier is not something that requires immediate action, and most prospects begin the buying process by gathering information first. So offering them that information would be the appropriate offer. This just serves to, again, highlight the extreme importance of knowing and understanding and mapping out your sales process. And don't forget that an HVAC company could offer both furnace repair and humidifier installations. That's why they should use landing pages so their individual marketing pieces can direct them to a dedicated site that addresses the proper hot button issue and makes the appropriate offer. A website would only confuse prospects by offering multiple links that require prospects to search the site, which unfortunately most of them won't. Notice with this HVAC contractor how the offer matches the information we just educated them on. If you educate them that something is vital to their decision, you must make sure your offer highlights that your business has removed that obstacle from their decision. Can you see how this offer makes this business the obvious choice to call? I guarantee this landing page will bury their competition and leave them in the dust. Be sure you select the right offer for your product or service. If you sell a low or moderately priced product or service, the next step might be to buy. If you sell a more expensive item, the next step might be to request additional information. One excellent way to do this is to offer a free informational report. A report allows you to provide additional details about the benefits you provide that you may not have sufficient time or room to cover on your website. If you own a business that requires your prospects to be educated about the benefits of doing business with you, your compelling offer should always revolve around a free informational report. If you offer a free report, it should be available upon request. Prospects should be able to call and request a report to be physically mailed to them, or better yet, directed to a landing page where they can enter their first name and their email address so they can instantly receive the report. The key is to capture the prospect's contact information when they call or go online to request the report. This allows you to focus your marketing efforts on those prospects that have shown a genuine interest in your business. Once you capture their contact information, you always want to begin a drip campaign. This simply means you market directly to them by sending additional compelling marketing pieces that also follow the marketing equation. Each follow-up piece should continue to educate your prospects on the innovations of your product or service and the benefits those innovations provide to them. Your drip campaign should never focus solely on attempting to sell them your services. This is an instant turnoff for prospects. By using an educational-based approach, your prospects will quickly come to the conclusion that they would be an absolute fool to do business with any other business but yours. Remember, you have added innovations to your business, and now you offer exactly what your prospects want and need. When you provide someone with what they want, you don't need to sell. They will ask you if they can buy. The marketing equation of interrupt, engage, educate, and offer has proven itself to be a powerful formula for generating more interest, more prospects, and more sales. So be sure to follow it in all of your marketing, and that includes your website and landing pages. Let's look at some sample websites that use the marketing equation. Let's begin with a website that caters to weight loss. Notice the headline is hitting the hot button that immediately interrupts overweight prospects by stating that losing weight has nothing to do with food. The subheadline instantly engages by promising the solution. If you're tired of dieting, then this is the solution for you. They go on to educate the prospect by giving them 3 separate choices depending on their specific situation and preferences. And the offer is located on the right to receive a free e-cookbook by subscribing to their e-zine. This offer is commonly referred to as an ethical bribe. An ethical bribe is offering something considered to be added value in exchange for a commitment from the prospect. In this case, the ethical bribe is the free e-cookbook in exchange for the prospect's name and email. However, notice how this site has been developed to produce back-end sales. The Shop Online link allows prospects and clients to order directly online. Let's look at another website that offers to improve our individual's hand strength. Another good use of the marketing equation, although I would prefer to see the name Functional Hand Strength at the bottom. I would also prefer the offer box to be larger and more prominently displayed. One additional observation here. Notice that since this site requires the prospect to scroll down the page, they have added an additional subscribe box at the bottom of the page. Very smart. Here's the website for a business that buys houses. Do you think this headline and subheadline are perfect matches for their ideal prospects' hot buttons? Anyone needing to sell their home is going to consider this option if something has happened in their life that requires fast action. This site hits the hot button instantly. I also don't mind the location of the links at the top of this particular site. They're available if needed, but so small they aren't a distraction. The Educate is simple, quick, easy to read, and easy to understand. Notice how it focuses on the benefits, not the features. It doesn't say that we submit your offer to lenders or speculators, but focuses solely on the benefits of them possibly receiving full market value, relief of stress, and the attainment of peace of mind. The offer is excellent. It's non-threatening and perfectly suited for this type of prospect looking for fast action. A free quote on their home by email. They provide an excellent call to action with specific instructions regarding what to do. If you fail to be specific, your prospects may or may not take action. Here's the website for a business that provides parenting advice. I would give this site a C. I would prefer the very top of the site be relocated to the very bottom. Prospects could care less what the name of your business is or who you are. Remember, they only care about what you can do for them. I again like the location of the links across the top of the site. They're available if needed without being distracting. Unfortunately, the headline completely misses the mark as an interrupt, and there is no subheadline to engage. Let's think about his ideal client for a moment. Why would a prospect be looking for parenting advice? Would it be because they think they're bad parents and they're looking to improve themselves? No way. Always remember a central theme for your marketing. The vast majority of all prospects are reactive rather than proactive. We're much more interested in solving a problem than acquiring pleasure. The only reason a prospect will come to this site looking for parenting help is if they have a major problem with their child. Chances are they have a child who is completely out of control. You've seen kids like this, haven't you? Yelling, screaming, back-talking to their parents. And in this situation, the poor parents have no idea what to do or say to stop the uncontrolled behavior. Then that is what the headline must address. What do you think about this headline-subheadline combination? Are you sick and tired of the yelling, screaming, and belligerent attitude of your child? Now you can discover the secrets to controlling your child and instantly restore peace and quiet in your home. Would that interrupt and engage most prospects looking for help for an unruly child? Are you beginning to understand the absolute importance of following the marketing equation in every piece of marketing you develop? Here's another flaw. There's no educate on this site, except to say that prospects will find tons of great information here. Most prospects will not take their valuable time to go hunting. And by the way, think how absurd that sounds to this ideal client. Parents visiting this site have a kid who is completely out of control. They want a solution and fast. Gee, just what I want to do. Go read tons of great information. Like I have time to do that. Do you see why creating a successful and well thought out sales process is such a critical fundamental when building a successful business? His offer also misses the mark completely. The name of the report, The Secret for Parents, is somewhat compelling, but then he again is way off track when you consider his ideal client. Look what he says next, a special report on how you can learn the secrets of nurturing well-behaved children. Okay, great, except I don't have a well-behaved child. My kid is throwing a tantrum, and I have no clue under the sun how to make them stop. I came here to find that solution, not have you tell me how to nurture a well-behaved child that I don't have. This again highlights the absolute importance of knowing and understanding your ideal client and their decision-making process. Do you think he would have much more success if he used this title for the report? Learn the secrets to gaining and maintaining complete control of your child in less than 60 seconds. Seriously, is that better? If you were this type of ideal client, which report would you be more compelled to want to get your hands on? Here's the revised version of this site after we gave it to the website designer. There is one other thing this site does that every business should be taking advantage of these days. It has a secondary offer. On this site, the doctor's main offer is for his free special report. But if you do not sign up to receive it and you attempt to leave his page empty-handed, you suddenly see this. Before you leave, he's going to see if he can at least entice you to sign up for his newsletter. Many sites are now making additional offers for additional products and services, as well as optional pricing. In fact, here's a suggestion that may save you and your business a lot of money in the future. One trend I've noticed today is a before-you-go price reduction offer. I was on a site recently that had a product for sale for the amount of $24.95. I decided to wait and order it later. As I clicked off the site, a pop-up appeared, similar to the one we just discussed, that said, "Wait, before you go, we would like to extend a final offer for this product. Buy now and it's yours for the ridiculously low price of $18.88. Many businesses, if they don't make the initial sale, will offer a 10% to 40% discount on whatever it is they're selling, as long as you buy now. So for future reference, it may pay to never purchase initially from any website. Instead, click off and see if you receive a better offer. You can always go back and purchase if you don't. Hopefully this presentation has helped you learn the proper way to apply the marketing equation to your website and landing pages, and the benefits this will provide to your business. The key to dramatically increasing your revenue and profits is totally dependent on your ability to generate more leads and attract more customers to your business. Knowing how to use the marketing equation in all of your marketing is a major step to accomplishing this objective.